Here are my top 10 strategies for spiritual growth. I call it the master plan. Now, on the prior video, for those who asked, the neck scar was from a motorcycle accident in Ibiza. And also the reason I didn't look my normal self was it was the first time using my new phone, which had the filter set at extra sharp. Lol. Now, to create this video, I am using a technique called automatic writing, where you self-hypnotize and you call on your spirit team, which includes higher source and your higher self, and then you start to write. And what emerges is wisdom from beyond, the pure, unadulterated truths. Now, here's what was transmitted, but if you may, please smash up the like button, share, and subscribe because it helps get my message out to many. Now, this will be a series of videos on things one can do to transform their lives by changing their limiting perceptions and limiting beliefs. When you change your perception, you change your reality. For example, in studying many near-death experiences along with quantum physics, I hold a PhD from the University of California, Berkeley, and having experienced 2 miracle cures, I now know death is man-made. Our souls continue on indefinitely for the purposes of growth. Fellow alien and the EU's #1 biohacker, Teemu Arina, agrees and rebranded his biohacker center into HoloLife to reflect not just the physical and mental, but also the spiritual transformation that we're here for. Now, before this rebranding, I had named my YouTube channel from Chris Catcher to Chris Catcher, the Spiritual Biohacker, and for similar reasons. The number of viewers who are watching YouTube channels such as Next Level Soul, or Sadhguru, or Michael Singer, and other spiritual thought leaders have soared into the many millions since the world was locked down in the early 2020s and forced to take rushed C-19 injections. Many are now suffering as a consequence, and I provide solutions to those with health issues in my book, which is linked in the notes below. The body wants to be well, but life's noise often blocks this wellness via stress, big pharma meds, and wrong-headed diagnoses which keep patients as indentured servants to big pharma. Speaking of which, authoritarianism is at epidemic levels across most governments, as the chasm between those who have and those who are struggling is at levels not seen since the Great Depression of the 1930s. Most now live paycheck to paycheck. Only 1 in 8 families are doing well because they own property, stocks, or Bitcoin, all which have appreciated greatly in this era of inflation. Central banks printing more money than ever before, starting with COVID, C-19, but they printed even more over the last 2 years. This trend is endless, which is why $1 invested in Bitcoin a year after it was created is worth several $million today. Bitcoin represents the erosion of value because you can't make more Bitcoin, but central banks will always create more digital currency. Things have gotten so dire for so many people that, well, we want answers. And so many have turned to spiritual guidance. Gen Z and Gen Alpha are far more likely to be spiritual than religious, so they don't subscribe to just one idea or one God, but instead believe in what quantum physics has shown to be true. And that is that we are in a simulation, that death is a doorway back to true reality, that near-death experiences reveal truths of our existence, that our purpose is to spiritually evolve as we are souls having a human experience. Earth is a classroom and the universe is the university. Humanity will graduate sooner than later, given the tsunamic spiritual wave that it's riding currently. Now, I've done a deep dive into a broad spectrum of spiritual teachings and have highlighted what helped me the most, and I'm going to share this with you now and also do a full summary of why are basically all my learnings in my book. I put in for all the readers, and all the links to spiritual thought leaders in my book are in the notes below. So number 10, transcendental meditation has been proven to lower stress. Thomas Campbell and Dr. Tony Nader are big students of this discipline, and they recommend using a simple sound or mantra as the object of attention. You focus your mind entirely on the sound, letting it fill your awareness and gently setting aside any intrusive thoughts. Then you let the mantra fade. As you become more relaxed, let the mantra slow down and eventually fade into the background, allowing your mind to settle into quietness. If thoughts intrude, gently bring your attention back to the sound. Experience the moment calmly, focusing fully on one thing at a time without distraction. Some techniques involve attending to one's breathing or to simply physical sensations, perhaps the taste of food, while not pushing away other thoughts or feelings. It's possible to guide the mind to be mindful, so you can get to where you can say, I am the unbounded ocean of consciousness. Spiritual strategy number 9 is Bashar, who channeled, he's been channeled by Daryl Anka for the last 40 years. And Bashar says that circumstances don't matter, only your state of being matters. So let go of things you don't know, for you will know them when you need to know them, and allow the knowing state to permeate by being in the now. You don't need to know everything. You just need to know what you need to know as each event unfolds. Also, don't live in beliefs that don't serve you. Number 8, David Bayer. He says to know that anything negative you feel is you being out of sync with reality. God only wants the best for our soul's growth. Number 7, let go and let God. That doesn't mean give up. It just means that you will know when to be at peace and you will know when to take action. We have free will, but to a limited point. We're not going to jump off a bridge unless we're suicidal. And when there is a clear opening to take an action, try stopping ourselves. We're going to take that action. But in the meantime, it doesn't pay to worry about the future or obsess about the past. The present is a gift, and it's best to remain in the present. Number 6, Sara Landon says, summon manifestation energy through your allowing, which is your joy. You know who you are, and you choose and create reality from that wholeness. Keep saying to yourself, there's nothing that can make me feel better than I do right now. If you get out of the way of yourself and allow energy and light to guide the way, the easiest, most effortless, harmonious path will always be available to you. The dark night of the soul lasts as long as you do not love yourself. And she adds that the Council of Spirits she channels says, when we take total responsibility that we are creating our life by how we react to things, how we view things, and how we shift our perspective, we have created a new reality, and we then become free. Number 5, Neale Donald Walsh says, what I project into the universe is what occurs in my life. Messages from God are always filled with freedom and positivity. Messages from the ego, on the other hand, are negative, controlling, or power-mongering. He also says to give someone else what you wish to experience in your own life. And the purpose of the soul's agenda is to express our true nature experientially. That is by demonstrating it while also demonstrating compassion, generosity, and love in every moment you possibly can. Number 3, on fear, just stop it. A good friend of mine used to tell me that. Fear really stands for feeling excited and ready. Number 2, again, Neale Donald Walsh's favorite prayer, which is, thank you, God, for helping me understand that this problem has already been solved for me. And number 1, life happens for us, not to us. Therefore, have no fears, have no judgments, knowing life always works for me and not against me. Thanks so much. See you on the next one.